my presentation is about the demand from the Baltic Sea region. And actually HELCOM, the guys from HELCOM should be here. HELCOM is Helsinki Commission, it's stationed in Helsinki, and they act to improve the status of the Baltic Sea. It's been their commitment for the last 40 years to work towards that. And I have worked together with them in a project called Baltic LINes there. And my role has been to act as an Inspire expert, because these are GIS guys, programmers, they don't understand Inspire at all. And because I've been busy the last year, I haven't even spelled my name correctly. So that's first time that I haven't managed myself to spell my name correctly. Then I have my colleague with me, she has helped out. So the Baltic Sea, that's a very quiet corner of the Northern Europe, isn't it? Really, is it? Let's have a look. There are some oil rigs, wind farm, marine polluted areas, shipping accidents, illegal oil spills. Ooh, looks bad. And there's fishery going on, and the shipping density is pretty high. And the big risk with the traffic to St. Petersburg, and much more going on that you cannot see. Fish having spawning areas, and yeah, a lot of activities. So the Baltic Sea is busy, and it's getting busier. Well, how can we then organize how we use the sea in a smart way? Can we do it? Is it possible? Well, without conflicts and so on, can we? Well, yes, we can. There is something called maritime spatial planning, which actually aims towards this, but not conflicts between sectors, but to solve things together in maritime spatial plans. And what does the planners need? They need information. They need data on where the windmills are, where the valuable nature areas are, and where the ships are moving. I mean, they don't need Inspire, but they need data. This is what they need. But there seems to be something we have in common here. And maritime spatial planning, when we talk about Commission, is not DG Environment, it's DG Mare. So the solution to the need of data, well, we had a look on first half of the year of the project. We looked at the data needs, and well, there seemed to be a quite good connection to the Inspire themes. Not everything is in there, but we listed all. We interviewed the maritime spatial planners. What data do they need? What are the top priorities to them? And well, a lot of them are covered by the Inspire themes. We didn't only analyze the themes, we looked at the application schemas. In some cases, we looked in the code list values. Can we find what is the code list value that they actually call a data set here? So then, well, and Inspire provides few services for getting an overview of the planners, what is available. Because, planning of the sea doesn't stop with the limits of the country border. You have to know what your neighboring is planning. Is there an important route for shipping going close to where you're planning to put a windmill? Then it's a no-go. So for this cross-border information, that's why the maritime spatial planners need also this cross-border data. And the WMS services gives an overview of that. Well, that's great. Then they get an overview easily. And then you have the download services, WFS, for providing the planners with the actual data if they want to do deeper analysis and so on. and we have inspired metadata so we can find them. And all of this should be available for the inspired datasets, at least for Annex 1, even harmonized form. But for all those, they should be available in as-is form already today, for those almost 40 layers. Okay, so this was the first half of the year, and this is the prototype that they have been building in Helcom the last one and a half year. And there you see the main categories of layers that they were found important. And you can find administrative borders, Annex 1. Wow. You can find maritime transport. That's also marine transport network. You can find nature protection. We have protected sites, so a lot of commonalities. And they built the tool so that you can have a look at. Can you show this? Sure. Well, the WMS service from Finland covering the whole country, and then you see from the get capabilities what is available. So that's what the planners get from the WMS service. That's an example, Finland. And then WFS, they integrated the possibility to look first at the get capabilities document, some selected the most important fields from the get capabilities, and then also the possibility to download that. Wow, this looks perfect. This is just what Inspire is for. So now the planners just can start using it, right? But, there's a small but. How much data is available by WMS? Only 20%. We've been digging for data the last 2 years, and this is a bit disappointing. What about WFS then? This was a good one. There is something.
Oh.
Well, anyway, so there seems to be a bit of job to do to get up to higher levels, so to say. Up to the golden pineapple, there's still a need for data providers to supply. But coming to what is useful, well, services containing metadata, that's a really good thing, that the Inspire services contain metadata. And the information and the get capabilities, they've decided to translate that because it's not always available in English. And the portrayal use, which usually they Inspire communities think that's not useful, but it's actually very useful for them to get an overview. That, okay, this is yellow, this is an Inspire data set. It's an indicator that this is an Inspire data set if you have an administrative unit in yellow. And you know, yes, I found it finally. And then you have working services that respond to the same request. Well, that's not always the case, so they are now also including REST services and are considering to make more complex requests for the WFS services. They don't have support for predefined or stored queries yet. And of course, data provided by services that can be discovered are useful, and if they're even free of use, that's the main thing. The bottom line, they are discoverable and free of use. But is Inspire data then useful? Well, it's a bit unclear actually which services that provide Inspire data, and I think that is something that we heard today that doesn't really matter. The big thing is that you can find the data, and it's not so easy actually to know that is this an Inspire harmonized data set or not, especially when it comes to WMS, because usually they are not using the harmonized data models And I mean, it doesn't matter really if you're just going to get an overview. Yeah, but the question, we didn't get this far in this project it's ending in February to really find out what the planner thinks about working with GML. I'm a bit skeptic, and can you really get what you want from the WFS if you're interested in a code list value, a special, can you get it there really? If I'm interested in dumping sites, which is area management theme, a special code list value. That is the data set, the layer for them. So what would be more useful for for MSP regarding Inspired? Well, as I just mentioned, to easily find out in which data a certain code list values has been used and to integrate that as a separate layer. Less scale restrictions in providing the data overview to WMS. There's a lot of scale restrictions in the WMSs. Yes, and then to provide different layers just as layers in WMS and not having a lot of classified values that you provide in the WMS and then you call it an Inspire service. I show an example on the next slide. And when we interviewed the planners, they said that they actually just want simple data. They want to know where the dumping sites are, perhaps the amount of dumping, and they want to know the area, but they don't need to have the contact name and everything. They don't need so complex data. And the users are planners, they are not GIS experts, they are definitely not Inspire experts. That's an example actually of telecommunication cables, which in Finland seem to be part of the Inspire WMS. But we would have liked to put only the light blue as a telecommunication cable, but we cannot separate that layer because they are agglomerated. So now we have a mess in Finnish there that no one must be in this room can understand, I suppose. So getting the data in the harmonized data models of Inspire with English words would of course help. But this is called an Inspire WMS service for utilities cables in Finland at the moment. Here we are. So please, well, the demand is there, and the Helcom guys have now built the prototype, and they have an admin panel there, so they are going to let the countries add more services once they are available, so that countries themselves can add WMS and WFS services to the system. Yeah, thank you. That was
Thank you very much. I have one comment in Spain. There was a new data set about